number one, sharpen your message. Before you worry about your ads, before you think about your landing page and your offer and how to upsell people into the call and all of that stuff, the first thing you've got to do is you've got to get your basics right. And basics aren't sexy, but they're so massively important. You've got to get your targeting right. You've got to get your offer right. You've got to get your languaging right. So, Adam, do you want to just kind of riff for a minute about sharpening your message about essentials and about Tom?
Yeah, Tom is stands for target offer message. Target being who's the person I'm going to, who is my target market, who's my avatar, etc. Offer is, what am I going to give them? What's the thing? What's the offer I'm going to make? In other words, what am I going to put in front of them to entice them to jump on my list or download my thing or book in a call with me? And message is the way in which we say that. So just to be super clear, if a campaign isn't working, 95% of the time it comes back to Tom. 95% of the time, it's either that, like the saying is, the rule is if your offer's not working, if people aren't downloading your report, if they're not clicking on your ads, 95% of the time, most of the time, it's either your offer sucks, in other words, they don't want it, or you haven't articulated it in a way that the market appreciates it. So it's they either don't want it or they don't, or you're not using their language. And we'll be talking a bit more about Norman later.
Perfect. So,
but look, people a lot. Yeah, please recap it.
Okay,
but
so
you just can't go past this. This is the single most important factor in the success of your campaign.
So Tom stands for target.
In my humble opinion.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. You can have the best creative, like lots of people put so much time in making their lead, making it look beautiful. It's awesome. But if you're off on target, nothing happens. If you're off on offer, like you've got the right target, wrong offer, nothing happens. Even if you've got the right offer, like you talked about this just before we came on today, about a guy who he had, at least in his world, the right target. He had the right offer. What was off with his message?
In his case, it was vanilla. Like it was a Me Too message. We've discussed this in other trainings, but it's he was just another dude saying the same thing. Like it's the same. Yeah. And look, the like with target offer message, this is probably something we can go into in other trainings. I'll talk about it on the Sherpa a bit, but you're not necessarily competing. Like of the market who's purchasing, of the people who buy, 20% of people will buy from you or your competition. But 80% of people will do nothing. 80% of people will do nothing. It's called status quo bias, which is basically it just means people have a bias for doing nothing. I mean,
totally it is.
Exactly. And so why this is important, the thing to get is that what we're trying to do is what we're competing with is our prospects sitting on their ass doing nothing. We're not competing with the competition, even though we've finished up other potential competitors from teaching them how to be more competitive. They're not really. You're not fighting over the 20%. You're fighting over the inactivity of your audience. And target offer message is the most important thing to get them to get their attention and get them to act.
Yeah, so just imagine that your prospect is Homer Simpson. He's sitting on the couch with his remote control in one hand and his Dutch beer in the other. Right? It's not about, it's got nothing to do with who else is out there marketing to him. It's like, can you get Homer to put the beer down, put the remote control down, get off the couch? That's your real competition. And Tom, target offer message is exactly how we do it. Love that, mate. This is good.